Hey guys, happy weekend. I hope you have a lovely weekend. Okay, I've restarted this video 5 times because I honestly don't even know how to put this into words. It's not a great reading, I'm not going to lie to you. I think it is under the surface, I do, but I don't think that it's kind of like me coming out here and saying, after the smoke clears, you'll see how wonderful this is. You will. However, that's not always a message that you want to deliver or be on the receiving end of, right? It's kind of already telling you to drop, tuck, and roll. So, unfortunately, this is kind of one of those moments where I've just got to suck it up and put it out here because it is what it is, and I'm the messenger here, right? And part of my karma here is that if I don't listen to my messages that I'm supposed to deliver, I get karma backlash, and that comes in the form of health issues for me. So I've learned the hard way that I just really have to put it out there. And I want to say this too. Well, I've got you here, my little 2-second rant, and then I'm done. If you don't trust the reader, you should not be on the channel. And I'm going to repeat that because it's so, so true. If you don't trust the reader, you should not be on the channel because you shouldn't trust anyone to just be delivering messages to you. You really should have some kind of trust for that person, or you're kind of setting yourself up to be whipped all over the place, right? All right, so I'm done with that. Now, this very much mirrors the Sagittarius reading, which at the time, it kind of gave, like I said, it was not a great reading. It was a horrible reading. When I ever turned those cards over, I really got the chills. But I've got to deliver what I've got, right? And I wouldn't have these gifts if I weren't supposed to be using them. So unfortunately, sometimes they're real shitty messages, but I've still got to do my part and deliver them. You know, and you have to do your part and adjust accordingly to what you think you should be doing, right? This is very much in alignment with that Sagittarius reading. And a few of the comments on there were, it can't be as bad as I'm making it out to be, which I wasn't making it out to be negative, but you can't not put something out there, right? You've got to face some things. And, you know, this is the planet of greed. So we're here to deal with, you know, some pretty shitty things, you know, so that is what it is. But forewarned is forearmed. So I'm putting this out here so that you're aware of kind of what's going on, right? If you look around the world, there's some pretty nasty things going on here, and it's not in the name of evolving or spiritual growth or whatever label you want to put on it, right? But it's going in a very counterproductive manner for the most part, right? There's a lot of people trying to push this world in a great direction, right? But it needs a little back of it sometimes, right? Because clearly the scales are tipped a little bit, which brings us to our cards, right? I really think that this is a massive spiritual awakening, right? A spiritual growth, I should say. Not even so much spiritual awakening. It's spiritual growth. It's rising to a better, bigger, higher place, which is what we're all here to be doing, right? A lot of things in spirituality get lost under, you know, spread the light. You've got to, though, look at the dark stuff and you know, not hide it. You've got to look at that stuff, too. And those are the things that you're supposed to be working through. If life were perfect, we wouldn't be here. So I'm trying to get you to understand where this is so that you can work better with the energy, right? And not buck the system, because I think that what's happening here is this is a big awakening, but I think you're going to see a lot of things be brought to their knees, right? Organized religion that really is under the umbrella of religion, but it's really just humans using it like they've always done for, you know, their own purpose. So I think you're going to see things like that be brought to the forefront and be challenged, right? And I think you're going to see a lot of other things too, which are negative, but that's under the umbrella of fear. I'm not, you know, any more enlightened about anything than anyone else, but this is what I'm getting from this reading, and I've got to put it out here. So we've got the 5 of Cups, we've got the 7 of Swords, we've got the 9 of Coins, we've got the Judgment card, the Justice card, the Tower card, and the Knight of Cups. Okay. I think that I do think that there will be massive spiritual awakenings. I think that you'll get direct messages. I think that you'll know what to do. I think that there'll be, you know, it's pretty scary when, something like that occurs. It's enlightenment, it's awakening. And a lot of times that's where people with, mental illness, but who's to say what that really is, right? I don't know. So I think we're in for a lot of things here. I think, though, that there's people that are also dabbling in stuff that they really shouldn't be, because you just have to, don't be so, don't be stupid and be doing stuff that you're trying to, raise things that need to be left where they are. I think there's that kind of stuff in here too. And again, it's not my place to tell you what to do. Maybe that's part of your lesson, but there's a lot of that in here too. I want to say this: if you've got health issues, work issues, things that you've got to address, things that you've got to have a little bit of faith with, but you've got to really look at the situation for what it is and take a more spiritual path, you want to look at that too. You want to take the higher road. If you're meeting resistance with something, you want to take a look at it. There's also some health things in here. Again, though, I'm not a health professional. Have to put that disclaimer out there, but there's things here that may be under the surface, but they're there. You haven't dealt with them. You're just going to push them to the side. They're going to come front and center, and they're going to stop you in your tracks. So you want to pay attention to stuff like that, okay? This is not a pretty reading. It's not. I don't know, I can't even pretend that it is, but I can't not put it out there either. So do with it what you will. There's things in here that you're going to need to look at, right? The way you do things, how you've been doing things. Just try to live the best life that you can live and have faith, trust in a higher power, and do your best. And I don't think that this will affect you if that's what you're doing. But if you're not wanting to make changes, if you're not where you need to be, you're most likely going to get, pushed there, so to speak, right? In a way that we think we don't have any control when we've given that away. But there was a real strong message when I was throwing this that, it's in reference to your health and your day-to-day stuff. If you're not where you need to be with that, you're going to need to look at the situation. It wasn't situation. It was, circumstance. You're going to need to look at the circumstance and realize that it's being put in your place so that you can have faith. You've got to have faith. You've got to trust in faith that there is a bigger reason for that. But you've also got to work with it. You can't just sit by the sidelines and let things occur that shouldn't be occurring, right? Those kind of things. I'm touching on this lightly, but it's a lot of stuff that's coming up here, and I really think it's actually, I know it's tied to very much, where the Sagittarius was coming from too. So, that's what I'm going to say here. You just want to look at things. You don't want to put expectations on things. That Five of Cups is a lot more than just putting, or being disappointed in something. It's universally, you've kind of lost faith in something, and I get that. You know what I mean? But there's also amazing awakenings here. And I don't even really like that word awakening anymore. It's more about you're just being enlightened. You're just more enlightened. You're more, It's, there's communication in here. It's how we converse with each other. It's agreeing to disagree on things, right? It's letting everyone have their own point of view and just helping each other get where the hell we need to get going, right? It's things like that. It's not judging. It's not, it's that kind of stuff. But unfortunately, we've got some stuff in here that we've got to look at. It's enlightenment. There is enlightenment in here. That Tower card, I really think is enlightenment, but it's going to come in the form of most likely something that, catches you off guard. It's going to be something like that. So you've got to just, I know me telling you to take it for a higher purpose isn't going to help much at the time, but there's things working behind the scenes in here. So unfortunately, I've got to, again, take one for the team and just put this out here because that's my responsibility in this journey, right? Is I know better than to not put things out here, you know. So there you go. I hope that in some way this helped. Nonetheless, there you go. Okay, thank you so much. If you need a private reading, please reach out to me. I am extremely backed up. I'm actually about to put something out on my website that I'm not going to be taking any more appointments until the beginning of April. Okay, so if something is really, really urgent, put it in the form on the website. Just put that it's an emergency. It's you know, and by that I mean really, because I'm really backed up, but I will do my best to fit you in. Okay, so thank you so much again, guys. I don't know what to say except it is what it is, and forewarned is forewarned, right? So there you go.